Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Box. My name is Nick, and tonight I'm going to be going over a couple of the games that I enjoyed during 2017, as well as channel updates, so things that I'm going to be working on for you guys for this year. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, I wanted to say, I hope everyone out there had a really fun and safe end to 2017. I was able to get a little bit of time away from work and play some board games. I wanted to go over three that they're a little older and games that I don't really see people talk about, but I think are really fun. So if you're newer to the hobby and you don't know what the Networks is, or you've never played Steam Park, which is a really, really fun game where you're building a theme park for robots, I just wanted to quickly go over these games and then go into the channel updates for what I'm gonna be putting out content-wise for you guys coming up here in 2018. So this game's called The Networks, and this is actually an impulse buy for Brandon. He just saw some imagery on Instagram and said, that looks kind of cool, and picked it up, kind of an impulse buy. And it's, what you're doing is you are taking control of a TV station, and you are hiring actors, getting advertisers, and developing shows. It's kind of a silly, goofy game because of the artwork's a little silly, and there's a lot of puns with the shows that you get. So you can see, like, instead of The Walking Dead, there's a play on words with that kind of a show. And so you're hiring these actors to perform in your shows, and you get ratings, and it's a really fun game. It's I would say like a medium strategy. But it's just, like I said, it's kind of, the artwork's a little silly and goofy and quirky, really light and fun. So I really enjoyed this. We've played it only, I think, twice. I definitely want to get it back on the table. But yeah, if you've seen this before and you're kind of looking for something different, this one, I don't see a lot of games that look like this, that play like this. So go ahead and give it a look and check it out, see if your group wants to go ahead and get The Networks. The other one, I briefly talked about it just a moment ago, Steam Park. It's really fun. You're building an amusement park for robots to come visit. And I'm just gonna show you here, they have these big cardboard pieces here, you can see, and you can build these little rides here for the robots to come visit your park. And it's really fun. There's really awesome dice rolling mechanics where to start each round, you have a set number of dice that you're rolling, and you're trying to get the results that you want for the actions that you want to be able to perform. And there's a kind of a timing mechanism to it, because if you are the last person to set your dice, you actually get penalized. You get less things during the game. So when the round starts, everyone's just rolling their dice like mad, and you're trying to quickly pick the ones that you want, put them aside, and keep rolling until you're all set. And there's definitely been some rounds where I'm sitting there and Brandon gets his done, and then Brittany's about to finish. I can see she had like one dice left. She's trying to roll a certain result, and I'm just like, to heck with it. I push my dice, and I'm like, what I rolled is fine. And so it's really fun, that kind of a chaotic, hectic nature to it. But I really enjoyed this one a lot. The artwork's really cool, and it's just kind of a different looking board game. And then this one here, Alchemists. I think this is like, I want to say 3 years old. This game is really, really great. We got it a long time ago, and we never played it. And I learned it a couple of weeks ago. You are a wizard of sorts, and you are trying to create these potions. And it's a worker placement game, so you're moving your little pieces around the board to get the certain actions, to buy ingredients, to test them on people, to put them together to show your school that you can build these great potions. And it's got a really fun board in the back where you're actually keeping track of what combination of ingredients give you like a speed potion or a health potion or a paralysis one. And it's really fun to kind of do a little bit of deductive reasoning, a little bit of really some like trial and error in figuring out what combinations of things you can build with what ingredients. And there's a little gimmick to it where you can, if you want, use a smartphone or a tablet, and you download the app for Alchemists, and what it does is you scan the ingredients you have behind your hidden screen, and then it'll tell you what potion you made. Like, it'll have a red plus, and you know, oh, that's the health potion. And then you show everyone, like, I just made a health potion, but they don't know what ingredients you use. And so it's really fun. Every time you play it, it randomizes. So, you know, a feather and a toad might give you a speed potion one time. You do the same combination in another game, and it might give you, you know, a poison potion. So it's really fun to just kind of figure out what ingredients you can get and moving around the board. Like I said, it's worker placement, so you're trying to like beat people to certain spots. And there's a really fun part where you are testing, when you're testing potion concoctions, you can do it on a student, or you can test it on yourself, and you can actually hurt yourself. So if you drink a paralysis potion, you actually get penalized in the game on the next round because you're kind of stunned. But this one, we've done this before on the show. We've bought, or with my group, we've bought games and we put them on the shelf, and I'm sure you guys out there have done it. And then you're like, hey, what about that game? What about Alchemist? And you open it up, take a little bit to learn it, go through the rules, play through it. And once I was like halfway through that first playthrough, I knew, I was like, this game is really, really fun, and I'm really mad at everyone for not, playing it immediately when we bought it. So I did want to ask you guys if there's any games that are sitting on your shelf that you haven't even opened. This one had plastic on it. Nothing was punched out. We just did it, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. So let me know what game you guys have on the shelf that's just been sitting there, or a game that had been sitting for a while and you busted it out and you're like, man, why did we not play this earlier? This game is amazing. So just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this one, Alchemists, I highly recommend checking it out at least. So moving forward into 2018, now that we're in the new year, there's a couple different pieces of content that I want to put out. I enjoy playing games, I enjoy talking about them, obviously, but I wanted to kind of move away from just showing you guys games and going over how they work. There's a lot of really awesome channels out there that do that have access to, the hottest, latest, greatest games, as soon as they come out. And so I want to let those channels show you guys the games that are brand new and fresh. And maybe I'll go over a game like The Network, which is a little older, or I'll show you guys how Alchemist is played. But I really want to do some different content. I want to go out and I want to hit up some game stores and show you guys. There's a store in Bellevue called Mox, M-O-X, Boarding House. And it's awesome. They have a really awesome restaurant in there, and they have a huge Warhammer area, tons of board games. Look them up online, Mox Boarding House. But I'm gonna check them out. There's a couple stores here in Tacoma where I live that I'm gonna go down and film, talk to some people buying board games, talk to people working behind the counter, and just give you a look at what goes on in the local board game community here in Tacoma, Washington. And then there's a couple other projects that I wanna start working on to see if you guys would want the kind of content that I wanna put out. I talk about painting miniatures. I think I want to do something live. I want to go on maybe Facebook, YouTube, or even Instagram and just kind of do a hangout where I set the camera up, maybe play some music, paint some miniatures, and just kind of hang out with you guys. I do something similar for my job, and I love just hanging out, getting to know people, and just talking about what you're interested in. Something else I want to work on in 2018 content-wise is I want to put together, because my girlfriend is really, really into health and fitness. And whenever we have board game nights, it's always like pizza, beer, potato chips. I want to put together some really fun recipes, some more health conscious and easy things to do that you can bring to your board gaming group. So I'm going to be working on a couple of recipes and sharing that with you guys. So look for that content. Hopefully you're into it. I think everyone with their New Year's resolution is trying to stay fit and trim and go to the gym more, lose some weight. So hopefully that's right up your guys' alley and you guys are interested in, just eating a little better. It isn't nothing, you don't got to eat any kale chips or anything, but just some slightly healthier alternatives to, the traditional board game snack food. And the last thing is I wanted to look at some board game things that you guys can use at your table. So dice trays are really easy to make. I wanted to take some time and DIY a few things that may be useful for you and your friends when you guys are sitting around the table playing board games. So I'm gonna try to put together a couple of how-to videos to make some really cool, kind of additional items you can have on the table that'll help you not only play the games, but secure maybe some of your drinks and snacks at the table a little more securely and a little more safely. So that's it. That is what I've got for 2018 and for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed not only this episode, but the past couple ones I've done. And I wanted to thank everyone who's continued to support the channel throughout the year here. It's been really a lot of fun for me to take over this channel and start producing the content that I want to see for the channel and produce some of the content that you guys have asked for. So if you guys ever need to get a hold of me, you're always more than welcome to drop a comment here on YouTube. You can hit me up on Twitter at beyondtheboxgaming or on Instagram at beyondtheboxgaming. I'll leave all the links for the social media below, as well as our website at beyondtheboxgaming.com. For Beyond the Box, my name is Nick. Have a great rest of your night.